Siamo con Shirin Neshat, regista di Looking for Oum Kulthum, nelle giornate degli autori. Perché hai scelto questa icona della musica operistica araba?
Well, if you know my past work, I've had always the subject of my work have been about women, and music has been a very big part of my work. I've continuously used music as a way of capturing human emotion, and I was really blown away how Oum Kulthum had this ability to move so many millions of people with her music. And she was not a typical female singer in the way that she was not super beautiful, in fact very masculine. And her whole story as an artist, as a woman, and her music really interested me. And I think the most important is really asking a question from an artist to a bigger artist, an iconic artist, certain issues that I faced myself as a woman artist from the Middle East. So it began like this sort of obsession, but later, as I began to study her life, I realized that through her story, one can also tell a little bit of the story of modern Egypt. So it became a little bit bigger than just a personal curiosity to a more political and historical interest on my part, just like my past work, you know.
Pensi che il tuo film servirà a spiegare cosa Oum Kulthum ha rappresentato per il mondo arabo?
In some scale, I think that, again, this is not a biopic, this is not a full biographical film. It really just gives you a taste of her status and her music. But I think it does, in some ways, really insist on her importance as a very important artist of the 20th century from the Middle East.
Come pensi che gli arabi prenderanno la tua decisione di distruggere Oum Kulthum nel finale?
You mean at the end when she... Well, the thing is that, I'm not sure how people will respond, but we made it very clear in the film that this film is a vision of one artist, and it's a fiction that is not reality, and that it's really an artistic film. It's very symbolic about how this director suffers herself and wants to see if her subject could possibly suffer as well. So it's a psychological issue of the woman director and her obsession with the legacy of Oum Kulthum is really not about Oum Kulthum. And I think that at the end of the movie, their conversation together answers all those questions, you know.
Il successo che ha avuto nei festival internazionali come il Leone d'Argento per Uomini senza donne ha influenzato in qualche modo il tuo processo creativo?
I don't know. I feel like if I struggled a lot to make Women Without Men, which took 6 years, I struggled equally, if not more, with this film. So I don't know. There is some recognition, of course, when you win an award and show at major festivals. But for me, it's been a struggle, and I think it has been really seriously a challenge to make this film. So in some ways, yes, I think I'm blessed because I have some name and recognition, but at the same time I have to say that it was really difficult to make this film happen.
Come interpreti la presenza importante di artisti provenienti dalle arti visive nell'edizione di questo festival?
Well, I just come from doing an opera with Aida at Salzburg Festival. I directed the first major opera, and there was William Kentridge also directing an opera, which he has done a number of times. And now I see in this film festival you have Ai Weiwei. So it's just an ironic thing that artists are beginning to do many things. And I think the whole description of artist practice is changing. Artists are doing gallery and museum shows, but they're also thinking bigger. And they're also really welcomed by other fields that are looking for some fresh perspectives. It doesn't mean that we make great films or great operas or whatever. It just means that we're getting our hands dirty with new material and new languages. And I think this throughout the history of art, you used to see a lot more of this, a lot more artists experimented beyond just visual art. and it's good to see that coming back again.
Thank you very much. Shirin. Thank you very much.